Like when I was imagining that, I was thinking, oh my God, that would change my life so much, in so many ways. First of all, I can help my parents, I can help my family, we can buy things, right? We can have good experiences. I don't have to ask money to buy things that I want that, would be good to have, right? Not something like extravagant or lavish, but like a good computer or something, right? Anyway, so I said, how good would that be, right? And I was dreaming about it and thinking about it, and I achieved that. And then it was awesome, but then the goal moved to what if I make $500 a day, right? So it's like my monthly salary in my country in a day, and I achieved that. Then I thought, what if I make 50K a month? Then what if I have my first 100K a month? Then what if I have 1K a month profit? What if I have 1K a month or more hitting my bank account post-tax profit? What if I blah blah blah, right? But each time you accomplish these milestones, and I'm not saying that I have generational wealth, I don't, right? I'm gonna keep growing. We obviously still want to make money. I'm not putting the image out there that we are the richest person in the entire world. No, right? But I covered well beyond my personal needs. I don't spend money on myself almost never, right? And I can do pretty much whatever I want, like within reason. So I learned, right, that each time you achieve a goal, you just move the milestone, right? So what lesson we can learn from this? Is it that you shouldn't grow? I'm not sure about that, right? Probably because I would do the same thing. It was worth all the time. But I probably would pick decisions that would make the process as much enjoyable and meaningful as possible. For example, and that's what I did this year, which I'm proud of, and last year already, 2024. In 2023, we were making money, right? We were making again up to 50K a month or more. Before that, we had Faceless Channels making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. But there, I wasn't really enjoying it as much as possible. Like every couple of days, I was feeling very bad, very unmotivated. Why am I doing this, etc., right? But I should have made that change sooner. Like what change I made last year in 2024, I started working with people that I like. I started making videos that I like. Now it's 11 p.m. I'm making this video. Like I'm not going to make much money from this, right? Because I'm not going to have any call to actions in this video. I decided so. The people that want to learn about it, they do. Obviously, we sometimes make videos that can get just a few hundred views, and we make sales from that worth tens of thousands of dollars. We have all the proofs. Yeah, but maybe a story for another day on how we do that, because it's not about how many people watch you, but who watches you. But anyway, in this particular video, it's not gonna make that much of a difference. Yes, it's gonna help me. That's why I'm also making this video for sure. But I like this, right? So I wish that I made these choices way before, not only in 2024, that I started doing things that can help me grow, but I also enjoy, right? So if you're right now in this situation and you want to scale to 100K a month, but you are doing something that you hate, I don't think it's a good way. It's a good decision to get to 100K a month if you genuinely hate it, right? If you don't, awesome, ignore this part. But yeah, this is a lesson I learned the hard way, that it's not just about the money. So you should still grow, but pick things that you like and that you keep growing, because the difference between me right now making money and back then is so huge. Right now, I would prefer making 10K a month doing what I do now, right? That's how much difference there is when you enjoy what you do, which I do now, right? I genuinely love it, right? And that's why we have a bunch of word of mouth. You can fake that stuff. You either care about your clients or you don't, right? And if you do and they get results, right, and your intentions are genuine and people see that you care about them too, they usually do tell their friends about it, and that's how we grow. So that's one of the proofs of that you don't have to just believe my word for it. But there's such a big difference, and counterintuitively, long term it makes you even more money, right? Because you stick to one thing, you let it compound, you are consistent for 1 to 3 years, right? It's natural for you to get into the rooms, right? Because you like it, you love it, so you get there with the right energy, not with the desperate energy, and kind of all of the other things take care of themselves, right? And it also goes back to the first point which I made, which was pay attention to not only what people say, but what they do, right? And if you pay attention to most of the people that are really wealthy, right? That doesn't matter who it is. It can be Mr. Beast, right? The most subscribed YouTuber in the world. It can be Steve Jobs. It can be anyone. You look at them, right? Alex Hormozi, anyone, right? They like what they do, long term, right? Doesn't mean that you have perfect days, right? But they like what they do. So don't sacrifice everything to get here. It's not about that, right? You would rather make 100K a month or hate it, or make 50K a month and love it, right? Probably the 50K amount of it, I would prefer that. I'm telling you from my experience. The best thing is to keep growing and like what you do. But this is a lesson I want you to learn, that I would tell to my younger self, saying, yes, you want to get 200K a month from scratch, right? Here's the plan, go do it, but do it the right way. Because it's not just about that. It's also about how you get there. Both are important. So don't sacrifice the values, which I'm glad I didn't. I'm not perfect, but I didn't do any big mistakes that I regret. I did have a lot of mistakes, but I never scammed people or did things like that, or promised things that I knew weren't possible. Again, I'm not perfect, but I tried not to do the things. But still, I would tell myself, like, why the heck you do these faceless channels? Like, why do you do them if you don't? Now, if you want to grow to 10K a month, 20K a month, have freedom, do that, right? Awesome, like, good for you. That's what I did. But if you're not gonna be excited after that to grow that, maybe you should reconsider it. So yeah, that's what I would tell myself, to pick things that I like, that I will not stop doing, so they can compound, so I can actually get there. Which is understanding it's not about the money, and also optimizing for the process, because it's important, so that you can also grow and enjoy it as much as possible as well. Now, a lot of these trainings are available for free with all of the templates, AI tools, private feedback for you to be able to implement in your business. And guess what? It's absolutely free. So if you're interested, the link will be down below in the description and you can apply to join there.